from now on, it'll start recording to YouTube, and I'll send you the link to it, so you'll see how it works. And it should be saying now live or on air or something like that. Now you know that this is being recorded for.
Oh, I see. We lost Elka.
Yeah, she's really having trouble with connecting, but I have to deal with that later.
Well, thank you for doing this recording, Ed. It'll be useful.
Okay.
Let's see how it comes out. Yeah. Will you send us the link to?
Yeah. And following up, were you complete with that? Was there more?
Yes, I was complete.
Okay.
So it's not till July then?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Uh-huh.
Okay. Too bad.
Hearing a little sorrow there, feeling. Sounds like you would like to have it start kind of right away.
Yeah, I'm interested. I'm interested in the topic, so yeah.
But more specifically, Nancy, I mean, it sounds like you would like to explore what is empathy.
Yeah, I do want to learn more about it because I just find for me there's been a lot of confusion around what it was and having it confused with sympathy, and they're completely different and totally different outcomes. So I've had to do a lot of rethinking about my behaviors on empathy and sympathy. So, and compassion. I don't even know where that fits into the whole thing. So, yeah.
And so how the online course kind of meet that? Where do you see yourself with this online, between going to like another workshop that you'll see face?
I guess for me, because I feel that I'm starting to feel that empathy is almost the basis for human interaction, how we get along with others, not sympathy, because I think that's very insulting. Now I'm starting to understand that concept a little bit better. But empathy for sure is how we relate one-to-one, how I get along with you, how I get along with that person. So I guess for me it's looking at kind of the core value of you know, just how we relate to each other. I'm not even sure what else to say. How we deal with each other, how we work with each other, how we help each other. So when that's completely it's completely different from sympathy in that regard. Sympathy is almost something that can hurt people. It's almost an insulting thing. Whereas empathy, well, it's kind of like saying, I honor you as a person and I want to work with you as a person. So that's kind of how I'm interested in working with the concept.
Thank you.
Did I talk too much?
No, that was great. We're just trying to hear where everyone is. Oh, great, Elke, you were able to join us. Oh, your audio is off. We're not hearing your audio.
I have some difficulty hearing Nancy completely. I mean, just a sound difficulty with it. I don't know, but it seems that you are able to hear what she says.
I was able to. Sometimes your audio breaks up too.
Yeah.
Hugo.
Oh,
You
okay.
might want to set your bandwidth lower, because that would give you. There's a up above. There's a right above about here. There's a little graph, and if you click that and you really take your bandwidth a lot lower, it might give your audio more space.
Okay, I see. But just in the only case I was just having a little bit muddy sound was with Nancy. The rest of you I can hear perfectly well.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Maybe what if I have to speak closer to the mic or something? Or do I talk too fast?
I was hearing you fine.
No.
Okay.
No, sound-wise, is a sort of the quality of the sound. It doesn't really come comes a little bit, I don't know, low in tune or something like that. But I just heard most of it.
So would you like to answer Jonathan's question, Hugo?
I don't know exactly what the question was.
How do you relate to the to this topic and the online, course and this process? Where do you find yourself?
Yeah, I think it's part of what I was looking for. I think I understood mostly. It will be an opportunity to see it working in a group. Just how we team out. I mean, we don't know each other, and we are from different backgrounds. We are coming together. We have to work together. So, if I understood, what I am understanding is that we were going to have to go through the process itself of putting empathy into practice and see how it works in order to do some practical thing, which is the brainstorming and prototyping in that sense, with coming up with solutions. I don't know if that answers what you're asking.
Okay, great, thanks. Was there more? Sorry.
No, just wanted to check if I am leaving something out of the main part of the question what we're trying to share. Did I share what you expected?
It's I didn't know what to expect, so whatever you shared was is good. I just wanted to know if you're connected to this idea of the practicality and the online platform, which both you said that you were interested in. So great.
Okay, well, maybe we can hear from Elka. Are you? I'm not sure if we could hear your voice. Is it? Yeah, we're not hearing your voice, and you're not muted. So I'm thinking there might be something with your audio. If you just speak, or maybe let's see. Yeah, not hearing anything. Let's see.
Can she type share?
Yeah, see, with the audio, if you go up above, there's a dial, and you can click on that dial, and then you can see your microphone. You can choose the different microphones and perhaps the microphone you have is not working, or you can choose a different one.
Yeah. Okay. Yes.
We can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, now I hear myself, but can you all hear me now?
That's self-empathy. When you hear yourself, that's self-empathy. Yeah, I hear you. So, little joke there. Okay. Oh, I don't hear you now.
So it might be a bandwidth issue.
It was fine. No. We lost her.
Still don't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah, good.
Okay.
Yeah. No, it's good.
Built-in microphone, built-in output. I don't know. You can hear me?
Yep, hear you.
Yes.
Okay, good.
So perhaps you could just introduce yourself.
I'm Elke Hanel, and I'm an artist, and I also studied psychology, and have been working with people in medical settings, and found that by connecting with patients and with people in general in an empathetic way would carry a long way. That would really appeal to others and help them to generate a positive outlook on things, even in really desperate situations. So this is why I think in general it is important to interact and not de-interact, not look away from each other or distant ourselves from others, but really, partake in the others' lives.
And perhaps you could share a little about your interest in human-centered design.
I think this is a great way to build groups and expand on those, develop concepts. I'm curious how this would work, especially via this medium. And when we are not in one room together, develop ideas and take it from there. So I think it's a very abstract concept. I mean, I read about the designs that failed because there were some aspects not taken into consideration, like the woman who goes to the water well and would go to the purification station but can't because people did not think of putting simple steps into place, so to facilitate, to make it easier for her. So it's a way to make, I would say, to allow for mechanisms to work and to put abstract concepts into reality.
Okay, so maybe I could just catch you up a little bit. One problem I was having was, trying to schedule a date and time to meet, and I thought, well, there might be some time that everybody is convenient, but it's really all over the place. So some people can meet during the day, others are working, can only meet at night, some can just do weekends. So it's been a real scheduling problem. So I decided, well, I just have to do what kind of works for me, in a sense.
Okay.
What works optimally, for my time schedule, in terms, since I'm kind of holding the space and all that. And Jonathan is someone who I've worked with. We've done these empathy circles online, did quite a few of them. So, and he's working on his PhD on empathy and empathy online. So he won't be able to start until August, the second week in August. And so what I'm thinking is, if we start in July on Saturdays at 10 o'clock Pacific time, which is going to be 1 p.m. Eastern, that we could have kind of a looser meetings, during July, and we would do short iterations. We would do short cycles of the human-centered design process. We would try to, within one meeting, go through the whole cycle in a short version of it, and do that a couple times during July. And then maybe in August we could start with kind of the full human-centered design process, going through their manual step by step. So that's kind of where my thinking is right now. And the time between now and then, I'm going to need to create some online versions of those lessons, like how do we do it, so I'm going to need some time to kind of prepare for that. So anyway, that's kind of the general idea, and it seems like people can more or less do that. So
okay, yeah, for me, one day during the week, because I am flexible in setting a date or time and day. But then that needs to be fixed because the others I schedule, my appointments around that. Saturdays I could try. I will try to. I can't always promise. I might travel, but I can, of course, take my computer along and see how that goes.
Okay.
So what do we do? Would we get kind of a? I'm not sure what. I'm so sorry that I missed out on that, but I'm not sure what you guys are doing. What's your background? And I heard about Jonathan. I know about Edwin a little bit, but and I saw I guess I met you, Kat, right?
No, we haven't met before.
Yeah, we met in cyberspace. I saw you. Let's put it this way. I saw you in an interview with Ed. Right?
No,
No,
I think
I don't think
I
we
think
ever.
you might be mistaken.
Okay, okay. Then you remind me of someone. Sorry.
That's okay.
So
But-
maybe just quick introductions from everyone else, just so you can get caught up with who everyone
Yeah,
is.
I will.
Catherine, would you like to?
Yes, good afternoon. I live in Maine in the U.S. and I learn and try to practice nonviolent communication. I'm retired, and I have 5 grandchildren, and I'm trying to be more empathic with my family and friends. And I'm also interested in welcoming immigrants to our small cities here in Maine. Thank you. I'm complete.
Nice. Yeah, I'm in New Jersey.
Oh, you're in New Jersey.
The great state of New Jersey. Everybody's smiling. One not. You are not smiling.
Hugo, would you like to just quick?
Yeah, my name is Hugo. I'm in Argentina. What's your name, by the way? Because I can only see your initials, EHP.
Oh, I said my name, Elka. Elka.
Elka. Okay. Okay, Elka. Hi, I'm Hugo.
Hi.
Speaking
Nice
to you
to
from
meet you.
Argentina. And my interest in this is basically because I'm training people. I'm doing workshops in nonviolent communication. Here, I've done previously. I've just moved from Europe. From 10 years of living in Spain, I have moved back to Argentina. So I haven't done one single workshop here. Here I'm preparing to start in a little bit different idiosyncratic group. So that's my background, or my relationship with empathic communication, let's say.
Okay, great. Yeah, I will be working with children in a hospital, children who are traumatized and their families, and very often in that setting you have the institutionalized rigidity, and it's sometimes really hard for people to reach out and show empathy, not to lose their authority.
Mm. Mm.
Okay, Nancy, would you like to introduce yourself again?
Sorry, yeah, my name is Nancy. I live up here in Yellowknife, Northwest Territories, Canada. I'm interested in just the whole concept of empathy because I think that it's a quality that we've largely lost in our culture, in our society. So I'm really glad to hear more discussion around empathy, and there's not too many places where you can go to develop your empathy skills. So that's why I'm here.
And maybe you could talk about your interest in human-centered design and the course too.
No, because I'm just kind of exploring it right now.
Okay. So you're just exploring human-centered design.
Yes.
Well, I think I'm really excited about human-centered design because I've been spending about 6-7 years now quite intensively exploring empathy, and Jonathan and I did a lot on doing empathic listening with empathy circles. What I really love about human-centered design, it's an empathy-based process that you use empathy to create products, services, systems, whatever, and that it can be very empathic in itself. It has a lot of processes of empathy and imaginative empathy and role playing, and so it's one of the most empathic kind of systems or processes I've seen. And to make it even more empathic is to take the process and direct it towards creating more empathy itself. So I'm like really excited about this kind of I just did it. There was a movie we just saw at our local, where our local empathy team meets at the Oakland Hub, and it was called Extreme Design. It was about some students who were at the Stanford D School, the design school, and they're doing this human-centered design, and they went to different countries, Indonesia and Bangladesh and some other places. They were doing design projects, and so anyway, we saw the movie, and afterwards there's a school that uses human-centered design here locally to design the school. So they're using it in education, and the students design their own desks, and they design their own accountability system. And they were talking about empathy, empathy, empathy. Like, we have to empathize with each other. So it's really doing some of the most. I mean, it's really popularizing. It's doing a lot to popularize empathy, and I think that to actually use the process to foster more empathy is just super cool. So.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, as far as I understand, it is underlying that process is basically to comprehend the other's motivation or desires or needs.
Exactly, yeah.
So
you're using empathy to do that. So it really uses empathy. And in fact, the whole process, we can talk about this more, is very empathic in the sense that you create you create these prototypes, and then you actually use these prototypes as a conversation starter to create more empathy with the users that you're designing for. So, I mean, it's a whole big discussion about the role of empathy within design, and it was pretty interesting because we did some of these Google Hangout calls with the organizers of this event, Acumen and IDEO, and we were on the call, or a couple members from our team were on the call, and somebody who's doing a conference on design at Google saw it, and then they sent us an invitation to come to Google next week to actually give a short TED talk, 10-minute TED talks about our project and about empathic design and stuff. So a lot of doors are kind of opening up, and I'm really excited about this. And kind of taking this online is a whole different kind of experience. So I'm going to have to I think it might be a little clunky and difficult to begin with, but I think this is our first prototype, right? This design group is the first prototype of doing empathic design online. So they say in human-centered design, fail early, fail often. And the idea is things are going to get messed up, but you learn from the struggles and the difficulties and all that. So, and you just keep going at it, keep iterating, keep going through the process, and it keeps getting better and better. So,
working with the technicalities, overcoming those glitches. And thank you so much for for initiating that, Ed. This is great. It's wonderful you're doing this.
Oh, great. Thanks for that. Yeah, so we were going to go for about an hour, and I think maybe we could have a bit of a closing. So the overall vision, again, just to reiterate, is we start in July. We'll have kind of a looser meetings during July. We'll do some very short iterations, iteration being the full cycle of the human-centered design process. And then in August, we'll start with the more maybe formal, going through the whole manual.
When in August? I will be traveling probably the first week in August.
So it'll be the 9th. That'll be Saturday the 9th we would start.
Yeah, so you always want to do a Saturday?
Yeah, that's...
Okay. Have to see how that goes, but I try.
Okay. So, yeah, so any other thoughts? Jonathan, you're always good at this. Oh, hey, Jane.
Hi. I had some trouble Glad to be here.
Oh, so nice. Yeah. So Jane is on our empathy team in our Oakland group.
Nice to meet you, Jane.
Good to meet you as well.
Hi, Jen.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, so we've been meeting. Well, we've met about 10 weeks now, and Jane.
That's right.
We have one more meeting.
Yep. And we've been doing the Acumen course and are just about to our wrap-up. It's been very exciting.
Yeah, and we just met Saturday. We met at Jane's house, and I think we went for like 5 hours. Had a 5-hour session there, kind of working on our prototyping. So it was really great. Would you like to just introduce yourself? We're actually kind of coming towards the closing.
Closing up. Okay. Yeah, sure. Well, I have a background in healthcare and have moved from a sort of semi-retired and moved into consulting. And I noticed the Acumen offering, the course offering, and used Meetup here in Berkeley to see if I couldn't find a group that I could participate in. And when I saw Edwin's posting of an Acumen IDEO group that would focus on empathy, that felt very much like what I wanted to be a part of. I have some background in doing somatic work with a partner, a friend who is a dancer and movement therapist. So that it felt like a really good combination of skills that I could bring and with the things that Edwin had developed with the Center for Empathy. So that's
Maybe you
me.
could say a few words. What's been your experience? Because you've done this now for 10 weeks. Just how's your experience been with taking the course?
Well, yeah, I think the course is very well put together. I think it provides a real framework for doing this work. Even though our project was sort of not the standard challenge, we did our own challenge. The course outline and framework still provided some good guidance for us and a good structure for us to work within. I have to say, I think the people that got drawn into this particular group and body of work are extraordinary. I've had just been amazed at who is participating, not only in our group of 6, which is amazing in itself, but just watching all the people worldwide who had decided to take this course. It feels like a very generous thing from the point of view of the Acumen IDEO people, and it feels like it's very well received worldwide. People seem to really be taking to it and using it, and I've had a very great experience with a lot of learning. I mean, I wouldn't call it easy, but it takes a lot of time. Edwin has given a tremendous amount of time to our group, but everyone in our group has given, a lot in what they can. What we've gotten now at the end is, I feel, a very close-knit group that is working well together. It feels to me as if every person in the group feels welcomed to come as they are, to be authentic, to bring up issues, objections, feelings, in order to move the work along. So
it's quite amazing that across continents people would find each other to exchange thoughts and ideas and find the goal in various
that's
topics.
been that's been very amazing to me as well. Yeah.
Thank you.
So maybe we could just do a closing if there are any kind of final questions or thoughts that you'd really like to share. Anyone?
It's great meeting you all, and I look forward to seeing you again.
Catherine, any?
Yes, I'm excited to start the process and look forward to July, the first Saturday, and I'm excited about it. Thank you.
Okay.
Hugo?
Well, I was anxious to start. I will start just maybe tomorrow or next week. Let's wait until July. Maybe in the meantime you're going to send us some links, some homework sort of. Could that be possible, Edwin?
Oh yeah, actually what might be is if there's anyone interested, we could maybe meet more casually in terms of talking about how to design the workshop itself, the first part of the workshops. I mean, you're doing workshops, so you have background in workshop design, because we're going to need to, maybe we could even meet more casually for doing something like that. So,
you mean in terms of exchanging thoughts, written words, or in this format?
I'm thinking maybe even in this format, but the idea would be to actually prepare for July, because there's going to be some preparation needed.
Yeah, if you could, if it would be possible to perhaps us one time during the week, that just
Oh, okay. Actually, yeah. So
this day and time would be good for me. It just, you know, if not for you, then I will try to make room. But
well, how would a Saturday be, like the 14th?
I can't.
You can't?
No. When? What time? It will be different.
The same time.
Yeah, I'm not so sure because we have a gathering and neighborhood festivity I'm part of.
Well, okay. Well, let's leave that for online for email discussion, and with all the scheduling we get into that. So. Okay, Jonathan, any?
No, it's very exciting to see so many people interested in taking this challenge and doing it online. I'm also very excited and looking forward to see how it's gonna, what's gonna be our prototype, with each one of us putting its own kind of input and seeing how everything comes together. And yeah, I'm so curious. So
yeah, okay,
great.
Thanks. And Nancy?
No, I'm kind of like Hugo in that I'm disappointed to wait till July, but such is the case. I share the sentiments that if it started sooner, that'd be great. But it is what it is. So wait till then.
Okay. Well, then we can. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, I'm just wanted to pop and say that maybe we can meet with Nancy and give each other some empathy.
That's nice.
Well, let's do that then. Let's kind of communicate via email, and we'll have the schedule. Maybe we can have a couple meetings between now and July. To kind of just get some dialogue going without it being too formal. Like, I feel a little bit of pressure, like, oh, I got to have the whole agenda set and ready to hold, and I'm not prepared for that. But if we're just kind of meeting kind of loosely to kind of dialogue like this, where I don't feel like I have to like hold a fixed agenda or something, we could schedule it.
Relaxed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Edwin, what I would suggest, if it's okay with you, when we end the talk, if you can send all of us the email that you used to invite us, so that we can invite each other, and share with us the Google form that we can also edit, and we can maybe in the beginning put our names and contact info, and then, I want to talk to Nancy next week, so I'm use that. I want to talk to Hugo like in 2 weeks, and so we can contact each other, and we can start what you say, the empathizing stage already, talking about who we are, what we want, and kind of have a better grasp of each one of us. What do we want? And then for the first meeting, we'll be cooked already in some kind of not knowing everybody, but knowing some part, and we can initiate a deeper discussion.
I would actually say, Edwin, that I would have appreciated having that with our group. So I think this is a great opportunity to get to know one another a little bit before the coursework starts.
Okay, there's actually a document. I sent out an email, I think, with everybody's email on it, but there's the online team. I'm going to put it in the chat window here. I can also email it, but in the chat window, this is the list with everybody's email on it. That if you scroll down this page to the team member sign up, that's where everyone's email address is. Except Jonathan, so
Yeah, I'm putting it down.
So
We have 15 people.
yeah, there's others who couldn't make it. So we're recording this as well. So I'll send out an email with this recording. And so anybody can connect with anybody else, as well as we can start, emailing each other about maybe having some times in between. So I was hearing that a couple of people might want to get together, as well as that Jane, you were saying that it would have been actually good for our team to have had that time to get to know each other. So maybe July will be kind of this. I mean, June will be this time to just kind of get to know each other casually and do a little bit of empathy with each other.
Yeah.
Where did you say is the list of the email addresses at?
I put it in the chat window, and which is the chat window is to the
right group
here.
chat. Oh, okay. I will find
I
it.
need to leave. So I'm looking forward to connect with each one of you and with all of you together. So I'm very excited, and I thank you, each one of you, to take the time to kind of come and talk to us and be part of this great initiative. We'll see what will happen. So thank you, and thank you, Edwin, again, for organizing it.
Thanks.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
Have a good time, everybody. Have a good day.
Stopping the broadcast